What's going on, guys? Welcome. Give me 1 second and then we'll get started. Um, got a couple I'm going to do first. Let's see. Yep, got a couple I'm going to do first, guys, and then I'm going to talk about the overall market, and then we'll just go from there as usual. Probably about 20 minutes today. That's how long our stream is going to be. But thank you for stopping by. Welcome. So the first one on this list is Mara. So I haven't done this one in quite a bit, mainly because a lot of people have been trading it because the Bitcoin hype died down, and Bitcoin's been on a pretty steep descent. So this one, as usual, kind of follows Bitcoin. It's a little mixture of both, but overall, it has been it had the drop, and then now it's consolidating. Now it's trying to push back up. So for me to be confident that this is heading back close to all-time highs, it needs to get above 38.29. When we get above that, then that would be really good for us. What's up, Daniel? How you doing today, man? Glad to see you here for sure. So Mara, it is starting to break out, so I don't want us getting below anymore, around 30.81. Don't want us breaking below that. If we do, we'll probably head back into this area right here, which you don't want to see. So definitely needs to hold this level, especially after the gap up today. We were up a lot more. Looks like we were at $33, so it did come down from those highs. So keep that in mind going into tomorrow. Is the selling pressure going to continue, or are we going to hold this level, after that initial gap from yesterday? So that's what I'd be on the lookout for sure going into tomorrow. Check pin for me. It looks like, yeah, man, I got you. I will get pin for you, no problem. But let's do Neo. Neo. So wow, just an incredible day today. Finally hit the $50 mark again, guys. I know it's been quite some time since we've actually done this. We've actually hit $50. It's been when was that? Last time we were at $50 back in February. So been a long time coming since we returned back to this price point. But great to see it. Glad to see that it's back at least to $50. That is a mental note. I talked about this on, I think it was, when did I talk about that? I think it was Sunday or Monday. I forgot what day, but I was talking to someone. I said, guys, we got the breakout on Neo. Oh, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday's video that I posted today. We got the breakout on Neo. Now we just need to hold 48.31. As long as we hold that level, we're good. That's what my main focus going into this week was, after seeing yesterday's price action, was holding 48.31, and we actually obviously still did that today. We actually pushed up. So as long as we basically stay above 48.31, I think we're good. Here's the moon. Apple 170 price target. Man, I don't know if it eventually, but I don't know how soon that will happen because the market's already so extended. And Apple, it is leading the way. We have Microsoft that's leading the charge as well. We're gonna get into them for sure. We'll talk about both of those. We'll talk about Microsoft, Facebook, all those big tech companies. I just wanted to get these couple ones out first for Abdul. I know he wanted me to do these. Yeah, well, that is possible, Daniel. So that's possible because QQQ is just a compilation of a bunch of stocks. So Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, all of those could fall down, and then Apple still be up, and QQQ could still be down. But typically what happens is they move together. But you can see like today, all the tech stocks or most of the tech stocks are up, whereas Facebook was down. But you saw how much the NASDAQ was up. So it's very possible that all these others fall down and Apple stays up. Oh, okay. Well, it's all good, Daniel. So whenever you do watch this as a recording, then that was the explanation for it. So Jumia needs to hold 27.80. Did that. The next, what I'm looking at for it to get above is $34. So $34 needs to hold above that, or get above that first, and then we can talk about where it's heading next. But definitely, we've had some trouble right here for sure, along this area right here. We've got rejected here, we got rejected here, and then over here we previously got rejected. So that $34 mark, something we need to definitely get above going into the rest of this week if we do want to continue up on Jumia. Doge. It's been a while since I did this one, and it hasn't been doing too much. It's basically followed crypto, been on this huge descent. So Doge, what I'm looking at, this resistance is at 0.283. Needs to get above that. Got rejected here, came up, got rejected here, but notice the difference. Notice the story change. Whereas this time we got rejected, we came screaming down, right? This time pushed up, we got rejected, but we didn't come screaming down like this. So what you're looking at for is the breakout, guys. We definitely need the breakout on this. It needs to get above 28 cents. But watch the characteristics. Next time, do we get rejected and it's only a little bit of a sell-off, or do we just push right through? These are all characteristics of a breakout, and that looks like that is going to happen with Doge. But we still need to keep in mind that resistance level and when sellers show up at that point. XLM. I remember I was in this one a long time ago as well. But no, I have never been in this one. Never mind, it's the other one. XLM, this one, once again, has been on a steady descent as well. What I'll be on the lookout for buyers right here at 23 cents. Where I'll look at for sellers would be right around this area at 27 cents. So right now we did break out of it. We're testing it from the upside. So if you're looking for it to continue to climb, needs to get above that for sure. Now I'm going to do pin for my boy Daniel because he did call that out. So he said it looks like a descending wedge. Yes, I can see that already. Don't even have to draw anything out here. So right here. Yes, this is a descending wedge. So a descending wedge is actually bullish. So what you're looking for, ideally what you're looking for is the breakout up. That's what you're looking for. Ascending wedge is bearish, but this is also bullish. So definitely look out for the break above that. But other than that, this one has been making lower lows and lower highs. So not very good, from technical standpoint. Definitely don't want it breaking $73. If it breaks $73, then it's coming down a lot lower. Tesla. Sure, we'll do Tesla. Tesla, what I'm looking at is it needs to hold 665. If we break 665, then we're heading back lower. So notice how many times we came back and touched this base. So here we touched it, came back, confirmed it, touched it, shut off. So what we're looking at to get above is around 694 up until 700. So that's a mental note. Needs to get above 700. We get above 700, I do think we can see Tesla really start to rip up again. But your support that you don't want it breaking is 665. We're able to hold that, great. If not, then we are definitely heading back lower. I can see us heading back down to 644 at the very minimum if we do break that 665 area. However, I am liking Tesla right now. It's kind of sort of bull flagging. So we had the initial flagpole right here. Now it's consolidating, gearing up for the next move up. That's my opinion on Tesla. Does look good. I do like playing this pattern. Of course, invalidated above 665. If we break above 700, that means that pattern did play out, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Needs to hold above 700 though. Tesla normally has trouble holding above these like hundreds, 600, 700, whatever. It's had trouble before. Back in March, May, it had a lot of trouble. April, sorry, had a lot of trouble with that 700 number. But when we did get above it, we stayed above it for a little bit, but we weren't able to hold back above it. So that's exactly what I'm looking at going in for Tesla, looking for that breakout above. So let's get right into the main attraction, guys. Let's get into the indexes and let's take a look at what they're doing. So I've been saying this for a week now, or a week and a half. We've been really overextended. We just could keep going up. Said this last week, and I'll say it this week. As long as the trend stays up, which it is, you can see clearly that we are making higher lows, higher highs, and you do see that we kind of getting a little out there. So really, if we do have a pullback and even pull back down to here, the trend is still up. It's not until we break, I would say, this last high right here that I would say we're heading back down. So that's what I'll be a lookout for. Now, if you look at the indicators, RSI, all of that, if you do play that, I don't really play that, but it is nice to entertain it sometimes. Once again, we're approaching that really overbought mark. So definitely I am looking for a pullback on the market, but that doesn't mean it has to happen. You can see that we've just been pushing up. I wouldn't personally buy in at these prices. If I were already in something, I would just manage it, trail it, but I'd feel very uncomfortable buying into these prices. If I did, I'd have a very tight stop loss, because when this pullback descent does happen, I think it is going to be very aggressive, and it's going to be something like this. I think it lasts a little bit, maybe 2 weeks or so, give us a nice little 8, 9, 10% even correction going on, and then I think we'll be back, at least on the bullish train. But we are going into July, very strong month for some stocks like Apple, definitely. So keep that in mind as well. SPY, same thing. It's not, I mean, it is overextended, but I wouldn't say as much as QQQ, but it's definitely still up there. But it has some room, even retest back down to here for sure. It's getting up there, so keep that in mind. So QQQ, NASDAQ, they move pretty similar with each other, but this one is already starting. I think it's curving over that arching pattern where it is probably going to start coming back down. QQQ hasn't started that yet, so keep that in mind as well. Let's go over Apple. So Apple, I think it is up in after hours. Not really actually. So Apple, this one is just making higher lows. Like we mentioned earlier, it is just uptrending, has been since around this 126 area, and it's staying up there. It can obviously keep going up. If I were to get in long on Apple, I'd probably wait for 134 pullback, get in long there, or even 132. That's where I look for. But we are above this last high right here, so that's really good for us. We're making higher lows even on the bigger picture, so this is looking good for Apple. My next mental note, guys, though, for Apple is 138. So I'm not looking at any price point until 138, looking for a rejection there. But overall, Apple is looking good. We got above these last highs right here, stayed above it, and that's what I was looking for. And we definitely saw that, over the last couple of days, and even building up to it last week. So definitely looking strong on Apple's end. So Microsoft, I know, Ethernet, I know you're probably not in here, man, but yeah, I know you were talking about 275 for this. And I can definitely see that happening. But once again, this is also Microsoft is very overextended as well, just like most of tech. But if I were looking for a really good pullback, 262 is the first thing. But, even getting back down to here, 250. If we get back down to 250, good pullback on Microsoft. But it is kind of getting up there as well. At the very shorter term, definitely can see a pullback to 262. When we do get that deeper correction, which I do think is eventually coming, 251 is where I'd be buying it up. But for sure, Microsoft is definitely one of the stronger ones out there, looking very, very good indeed. So liking that as well. But a lot of these tech stocks, they definitely need to cool off a little because it's kind of getting crazy. But trend is up, and that's okay. Yeah, Microsoft, amazing, straight up with no consult. Yeah, this is what's getting scary out here. And to be honest, NASDAQ, like Bitcoin, yeah, and I do think the descent is coming soon. So let me get these three for my boy Daniel, because he said they're all descending triangles, descending wedges. Yes, so I can see this one. This is a little smaller one, but right here we got our base. So obviously you don't want it breaking. Let me see. You don't want it breaking this red line right here, 931. As long as we hold that, we should be good. And then you want to see us break out above. So this one obviously has just been doing horrible. So I wouldn't actually even get in this one, even if it did break above that pattern, just because it's been doing very bad. Probably the same thing with GEVO. No, this one actually isn't as bad, but still, descending wedge, as he mentioned, needs to hold that base. You don't want it breaking 738. If it breaks 738, then that pattern is no longer validated, obviously. So definitely needs to hold that. What you're looking for, what I'm looking for, my price target is 878. Want to see us get back above that for sure on this one. CLNE. Clean Energy. This one broke that support. I was looking at 277. The last leg of hope you have here is 1022. Definitely don't need to break that. If we break that, we'll probably see some more further downside, probably to 822, to be honest, guys. So that's what I'll be on the lookout for that. Real quick before we leave, though, let me look at crypto and just see how that's doing. Bitcoin trying to return. What I'll be on the lookout for, it did get back above that last little high right here, so that is a positive. It is starting, hopefully, the reversal. Fingers crossed. But for the bigger picture, definitely want to see it get back above 42,000, get back in this range right here, because we did have a lot of problem here. Got rejected. So you definitely want to see it get back above this. If not, we're just putting in lower highs once again, and then we're just continuing down. Cardano in this one, don't really care what this one's doing in this for the long term. Same thing as Ethereum. They pretty much move hand in hand. But Ethereum doesn't look as hot either, making lower highs. So definitely on the lookout for that. The trend needs to definitely start reversing here. But other than that, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this quick session, this quick stream. I will be streaming tomorrow as well. So keep in mind that I will be coming out with another NEO video as well tomorrow. So until then, guys, hopefully you do have a good night.